Well, I've got the motor mounted on there and it worked out really well. I really didn't even need slots this big. I had a feeling I was doing slots bigger than I needed. I probably could have just done 2-inch slots, but anyway, you can see if I can do this off of here. There's the bottom of my boat. Let me try to get that right. And it's going, really, it's actually going, I can't do it because of the cavitation plate, but it's sitting actually just above it. So if anything, I would need to go up 1/8 or so, but I'm not going to worry about it. The cavitation plate itself is probably almost 1 inch thick. I'll just try it out here. I did move the pin in my motor 1 pin back to make it more parallel with the bottom of the boat. You want your cavitation plate to be in line with the bottom of the boat as well as parallel with the bottom of the hull. So I'll try it here, and I'm gonna end up bolting it, finish bolting everything. I'm gonna cut it probably right around there. Cut it off. I don't need all that. Just cut that off. Get rid of that. It'll look cleaner. If I could cut it here and just round. Well, I can't round it because if you try rounding it, then you have to start staggering your cut. I don't really want to stagger it, so I'll just probably cut it off right there. Cut it off right there. Cut it off there. Maybe round this corner right here just to get rid of any sharp corners, or maybe I'll even continue that radius and then radius it back, you know, so it has a pattern going to it, and then square it off. I'll break that corner just to get it so it's not like a sharp corner. You don't want to catch yourself on it. My steering seems alright. I was moving the motor around. This comes through like that. Hopefully it's not going to hit right there. I don't think it will. I think it actually sits up pretty high. It sits up about there. I'm hoping nothing is in the way. If not, you can always just cut stuff out of your way. This is where the end of the steering cable rod comes out. I'm just going to cut a little bit of that down right there. So if I had to get a wrench or something in there, I don't have to fight with this being in the way underneath. And just in case for any other clearance of that coming through. On the other side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to notch below there. Not what you see here. I'm just going to do a little, maybe a 1/2 inch notch down, just so the nut can fit and not catch on the aluminum. But that's it. These pieces of wood look junky. They look junky. Maybe if I sand them up, I'm not sure. I'll probably use them for now until I get a piece of wood. I would like to take the boat out tomorrow. Even though it's rainy and we kind of have some kind of tropical storm right now, tomorrow is supposed to be clear and a perfect day. So I wanted to get this done. Today's Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday. Try to get up early, have this done tonight, and take the boat out tomorrow for a test run. See what changes I get. I'm hoping my steering improves, and I'm hoping that my speed improves a little bit, or more my top speed when I'm going, that the motor's not I don't know what they call it. There's probably a name for it, for when the propeller is almost kind of coming out of the water and pulling air into it. It's too close to the surface. This has definitely got to fix that. I've been told that once you move your motor off the back of the boat further, it changes dynamics of things. That means you could be up high or down lower. So I'm going to play with it. Now that I can move it down a lot. I can move it down a substantial amount, which I don't really think I need to anymore. And I can only move it up, which I can change. I can just make that slot a little bigger there and make this slot here just a little bit longer. That would make it where I could raise the motor up higher, but I don't think I'm going to need to do it either. I think I'm in the right spot as we speak. So I'm going to work on finishing this. I'm going to re-grease my steering. From what I could tell, a motor should spin quite freely when it's not attached to the steering column. And I noticed mine is a little bit snug. And I'm looking at this cover right here. There's a grease fitting down there. You can see all the grease. I've greased it up. There's grease fittings up in there. I've greased it, but I see this cover, and I'm not sure what it is, but it has 2 bolts, and I might take it off and look underneath there and see if the grease is actually getting to where it's supposed to go. And then I'll re-grease up in here. There's a grease fitting somewhere around here. I can't remember where I found it, but I'll have to look for it. For right up in there, there's grease, and I don't know what this spring screw does. I'm gonna have to look on the diagram for this motor and see if I can find out what that spring does. That spring screw right there. Maybe somebody out there that sees my video can tell me what it's for. Yeah, I'll have to look at it. But I'd definitely like to improve my steering, because it's not too bad, but it's stiff. It's a little too stiff. I know that normally you see these motors and they just flop side to side real easy. So that's something else I'm going to do. I'll probably change my gear oil as well. Alright, thanks for watching.